Okay, well, I was gonna try to play some music on Amazon Prime Music and see if my 16 will let me play music and record at the same time. Unfortunately, as you can see, it didn't work. Yeah. So, wait a second. Oh, shoot. So, yeah, that didn't quite work.
Use the second or third lane from right to take exit 171 to merge onto I-85 north toward Atlanta.
Yeah. So, man, what's going on in the world? It is, I mean, the world is still turning, as it always has.
Take the exit, then keep left.
What's going on in the United States of America? What's going on the East Coast? What's going on the West Coast? You got fires out on the West. We just came through pretty much the entire Eastern Seaboard had like snow events. I mean, you had places that never get snow like Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, Houston, Texas. All of these places had snow. Houston, Texas had a lot of snow, it looked like. I saw Mississippi. Somebody had posted some pictures from the Air Force Base, Keesler Air Force Base down in Mississippi. And there was quite a bit of snow. Oh, shoot.
Onto Court Street.
All right. Oh, boy. Let me not crash. Oh, Jesus. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Okay. All right. Okay. That wasn't that bad. But yeah, snowstorms everywhere.
Take the first right onto South Court Street.
Alabama, we had snow.
At the light, turn right onto South Court Street.
So apparently it's not that rare for snow in like northern Alabama. Because like up by Birmingham, they did have some snow up there. But
half a mile. The destination is on your right.
Okay, let me see this. But we got snow all the way down in Montgomery. Hi, Yuri. I hope you're doing well tonight. So I'm just doing some Shipt, which is like DoorDash, but for clothing. Is it normal to eat about 5 or 6 tubes of toothpaste for dinner? You know, it depends on what your normal is. It's not normal for me, but maybe it's normal for some. But anyway, yeah, snow everywhere. So you got snow on one side of the country. Oh, shoot, I hate these.
The destination is on your right.
Right.
Arrived.
Okay. Oh, God. 1304. All right. Let me not cause an accident here. So yeah, just delivering groceries and okay, I feel like I'm about to get shot pulling up to somebody's driveway. Because that's what people do now. They don't ask questions, they just shoot. Everybody's so scared. You know, the weather is crazy, politics are crazy. No, I'm not. I am an Uber driver, I am, but I'm not doing that right now. We had snow. Who's this? Yuri? Do you have some snow there? So we had snow, but the snow is pretty much, unless it's deep in the shade, it's all gone. So it snowed one day. We got about dusting. The entire ground was white. It probably was like an inch or two of snow. And then it was gone the next day. Literally, my kids woke up. They were like, oh, let's go play outside in the snow again. And they went outside and it was gone. Okay, you said read your comments. Let me see. Fluter says read my comments. What's your address? That's his comment. That's not really a comment, it's a question. What's your kid's name? Oh, you read the description. Oh, okay, yeah. So the kid's name is YouTube with Energy. He does like edits, like TikTok style edits, and he also does play-alongs. Like, he plays games and people watch. So live streaming, I guess. He's pretty new. He's 13. Very excited. He's got 600 subscribers. He's super excited about that. He's all about monetizing and making money. And I'm in Alabama. But hang on one second, guys. I am at the location, so I'm going to deliver these groceries. Yes, definitely not. What's your social security number? Definitely not going to do that. You stop being silly. Pretty much all gone. Yuri, where's Yuri from? I was like a Eastern European name. But yeah, so weather-wise, it's super crazy in the country right now. I mean, I guess it is. But I will say for Alabama, the weather is not that different. Normally it'll get pretty chilly down here during like the winter months. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Let me tell you something, God. I'm gonna like that. So God just gave me $4.99. Thanks again. I appreciate you. Be safe. Have a good night and be safe. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you. She was nice. She had let me not crash, hold on. She had a she had like a small order, and she tipped okay. You know, a lot of times people have like 6 items in there. Like, I'm not gonna give a lot of tip because, hey, you're already getting paid by the app, and plus I'm only asking for a handful of things. But she helped me out because she had like some acne face wash, and I was like, is this good? Of course, I have a teenage son, and he always is trying to either get prescription medicine for his acne, or he's trying to do all types of face regimens. Like, males today in this generation, he's Gen Z. I think he's Gen Z. Born in 2008. They are all about self-care, and they're all about like taking care of themselves. And on one hand, it's good to take care of yourself, but I think that generation probably takes like the self, maybe they go a little bit excessive with the self and the obsession, with like me, I'm doing me, you know. I don't know, but he's all about like face care and skin care and taking care of his body. He does push-ups. This man does so much exercise. He'll go and jump rope. And this is Top Light Skin 08 that I'm talking about. At Top Light Skin 08. I hope I'm not going down a one-way street. Please, God. Alabama has a lot of those. Like, if you don't pay attention to the signs, you will literally be driving down the wrong way, down the street. So thank you, God, for protecting me. Not this God, but the big God. So yeah. So Top Light Skin, he's all about that. And so she told me she uses a certain face wash, and it's benzoyl peroxide, the strongest thing that you can get, like that's before prescription strength. And then she said she uses some what do you call that store? Trader Joe's. She uses some type of face cream, and she gave me the link and everything. And sometimes I just be trying to like hold small talk with the customer, just to see how the day's going. Sometimes people be lonely, and so just checking in with people. I got like a big heart, so I like to try to do that. And she was receptive. Some people are like, buzz off, but some people are just like receptive, and some people don't respond at all. But I try not to let people impact who I am as a person. Um, you know, not that I'm perfect or anything, but I try to bring some cheer. Cause it's depressing, man. I don't know about y'all, how y'all feel. Ooh, Stalixe, Stalixe. This is Korean. I do know that. So I'm gonna pretend. Watch this. I'm gonna surprise you, Stalixe. Watch this. I think you just said, Annyeong Haseo, right? Stalixe, Annyeong Haseo. Is that what you said? It's written in Korean. Look at that. She said yes, that's your picture as a female. I'm not going to assume your gender, but they said, yes, Annyeong Haseo is what it says. I promise you, I don't read. That's so awesome. I guessed. My wife, her, if you were classifying her in percentages, so she is a 1/4 Korean. Her grandma is from South Korea. I don't know where you know how people do, like when they're from the nation's capital, they say I'm from they're not from the nation's capital, but they're from a small town close to the nation's capital. They say they're from the capital. She says she's from Seoul. I know she's not from Seoul, but she's probably from some small place that was close to Seoul. But yeah, so that's kind of how I knew that. And I used context clues. You just popped up and you said that. So it's cool that you're bilingual. I really wish in the States we were better about being bilingual. It's terrible. Our school system is terrible. Don't get me started. Please don't get me started. I don't want to go there. But yeah. So the last customer, she was very helpful and shipped. Their hours are kind of based around the major stores not named Walmart. I'm multilingual. LOL. Okay, all right. Well, how do you pronounce that? Is it Stay Lixie or Stay Lix, or I don't want to mispronounce your name. I know Thai, Japanese. Oh, okay. Konnichiwa. Chinese, ni hao. English, hello. Korean, annyeonghaseyo, and a lot more. Wow. So you are a polyglot. That's what they would call you, a polyglot. Yeah. You have like a multitude of languages. But like I was saying, the stores or Shipped, it operates around like your main, like large stores not named Walmart. It operates around their hours. So it's 9:39 here. And I got one order in before all of the orders stopped. I'm also driving for Sparks, and that's Walmart's. And Walmart, I said Walmart's. If any black people on here, you know we add an S to everything. Walmart, their driving service. So whenever you do Walmart delivery, the people that are doing that delivery is not Walmart employees. It's independent contractors. Okay. So you said Stalixe. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is that named after a group? It looks like you have purple hair. That's pretty cool. Big Back. Big Back says, remember me. I have not been on YouTube Live. If anybody's like a return viewer, I have not done a YouTube Live in a while. Remind me, Vincent. Remind me. Were we doing like food recommendations? I love that green hair. It's not green. It's like I don't know my colors. Turquoise, maybe. but it looks very cool. It says, no, it's a representation to a K-pop group, Stray Kids. The person on my profile is a, see? That's why I didn't want to assume gender. You see that? Do you see that? Because, and I'm not trying to be funny. When I look at the picture, it's very small, and my 40-plus-year-old eyes don't zoom in as well as they used to. And so it looked like a long-haired person with a traditionally feminine haircut. But I was like, nope, don't assume. Don't assume. So I'm glad I didn't. So Felix with blue hair. So you're a big Stray Kids fan. That's cool. Yeah, I'm real hip on that. That's one thing that I will say about Generation X and Generation Alpha that I really appreciate. So I have my own personal beliefs on gender and my understanding and all of that stuff, but that's my beliefs. And I will say that they have a less willingness to discriminate and to hate. And so I think their generation, I'm very hopeful that their generation does not turn into the previous generations, the millennials and the boomers, because those generations are the ones that are kind of voting the way and kind of shaping the direction of the country. To me, it's just so crazy. The direction that the country is going in. I'm a person that believes like who the president is does not necessarily impact my life. I don't feel the impact necessarily, or if I am feeling it, I'm probably not realizing that I'm feeling it. But what I see, the executive orders, the direction and the policies, it all kind of speaks to a rolling back. Like rolling back, like we're going backwards. And the nature of humanity is progressive, moving forward. But like, I feel like we just kind of turned around and looked back, and basically a Lot situation. Let's talk about who Lot was. All I remember, we were talking about I Show Speed's dad and how you look like him. I remember you. Now I do. I remember somebody saying that. Somebody also said, who else they said I look like? Gosh. They say I look like a lot of people. I look like Lionel Richie. What's this? Jesus is love. That's probably not his most famous song. That's the one I know, the Commodores. I don't know any Lionel Richie songs, but they said I look like him. The guy, the star from 12 Years a Slave. Thank you for the thumbs up. The guy from 12 Years a Slave, Chiwetel, I don't know his last name, but I know his first name is Chiwetel. African guy. I heard I look like him. And now I Show Speed's dad. Yeah, it's awful because I have to go through transphobia every day from the new generation because I'm a trans male. When you say from the new generation, what do you mean? Because the new generation, my understanding of the new generation is Gen Beta. I don't know who makes this and who determines what generation is what. First, let me say, I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through. Know that God loves you, and God wants to heal you, and God wants to save you. And so I'm a Christian, and I look and I see how many something that's disheartening for me is when I see like so many people that they like profess to be Christians, and then it's just like the next thing they're saying is like hate. To me, that's disheartening because, you know, the Bible is the book that, you know, is centered around Christ, and that book says God is love. You said Gen Alpha kids, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Gen Alpha is now they are 1 year removed, because so this is how it works, or this is how my kids explained it. Gen Z, my son was born on the tail end. My oldest was born on the tail end of Gen Z. That's 2008. My next oldest son is 13, and he was born in 2011. He's Gen Z. And so my baby is 1 year old, born in 2020. Oh my gosh, I can't add. 2023. And I believe he's Gen Beta. So I have Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and Gen Beta. 6 kids in all. But yeah, Gen Alpha, they can be very, very toxic. My 13-year-old is very toxic. Oh, I love him. I see a lot of myself in him, but he's very toxic. This year, Jen made last year. Okay, wait. Okay. I think you just said this year made Gen Beta. Last year was Gen Alpha. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, because I don't be knowing Big Back. I really don't. I don't know like where people get that from. Like, who is out here just sitting together? What conference was it that people just sat together and they just determined, like, okay, guys, at the end of 9 years, or however many years, is a new generation. Like, how long is a generation? I would think it would be more than a decade, because like 10-year-olds are not out here having babies. I think of a generation as like the previous generation had kids, but maybe that's not. Maybe my understanding is off. Gen Beta is this year. Gen Alpha was last year. Okay. Big Back says it's 2025. So does it roll over on the zeros and the fives, or? I mean, because if five is like this number that we love in English or American society, 5s and 0s, we like those numbers for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm gonna look that up. So yeah, 5s and 0s would probably make sense. But yeah, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Don't worry about your haters. Here's one thing I will say, because this used to happen a lot when I was in school. Like when I was growing up, you did not have transgender. We did not have like transgenderism in mainstream society. I will say this generation has made transgenderism mainstream. Probably Gen X. They've made it mainstream. I need to stop driving because I'm wasting gas. But they made it mainstream, and but when I was growing up, we did not see transgender. We saw or maybe we did and we just didn't know it. We saw, I guess maybe we did. There were guys that used to like to wear makeup, and I'm pardon me, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying to be ignorant, but I will acknowledge I'm ignorant in this regard, because I was gonna say, like, we saw young people that were they call themselves one gender, but they look like the other gender. And so that to me is not necessarily transgenderism now that I think about it, because transgenderism is, my understanding is, where biologically the gender may be one thing, and but psychologically the gender is something different. That's my understanding of transgenderism. Now the part that I get confused on is like when you say I am a transgender male, does that mean you identify as male? That's the part that I don't understand. I don't get that. Now, I could just Google it. And I am a person that spends hours and hours on ChatGPT. Yeah, I will spend hours on ChatGPT. So I probably could just ask ChatGPT and not be ignorant. But I just figured since you was here, targeted opportunity. And humans don't really like to think a whole lot. Where's God at? God was up in here. God came up here. I know he left already, but God came in here and dropped $4.99 on the page and just dipped. I said, thank you, God. Thanks for good looking out. And then he said, you too. And then he left. This message is held for review. No, you like, okay. Okay. So Big Back says, no, you like both genders are transgender. So I'm interpreting that as when you like both, or when you're physically attracted to both. Oh man, that's the police. I probably need to pay attention. When you're attracted to both genders, that's transgenderism. That's not my understanding of it. That to me, that is that's talking about sexual preference or sexual orientation. Transgenderism is not necessarily referring to what you're attracted to. It's how you identify. It's an identity. That's my understanding. So how does that individual identify? Not necessarily what do they prefer. Again, I don't know. I'm not the expert. I'm a millennial, and I'm a leader in the military. And so for me, my interests, because again, I have my beliefs, and I have culture, upbringing, and religious values, and all of these things that inform my thought processes. But as a military leader, I also understand that my upbringing and my background is not everybody's reality. And so I got to be flexible and knowledgeable about what's going on in the world. And so that's why I try to inform myself of what's going on and what is what. So I do have a little bit of work to do in that regard. You saw, or maybe you didn't see it, but the president came out, he put an executive order, and he's like, yeah, there's only two genders. And, we talking male and female. And so, as far as I know, I didn't know anybody was disputing that there's only two genders. I didn't know that was an argument. I think the definitions of what is a man and what is a woman, that's what people are arguing. Because, are we talking biological or are we talking psychological? That's the controversy. But yeah, Starlix, I don't know if you still around, if you dipped out or what, but yeah, that was a nice little detour into that. I've never talked about that on this channel, so I'm all over the place on this Friday. But yeah, man, it's like people are either on cloud nine or they are terrified right now. Or they just like unplugged and indifferent. Like, I don't even care. Like, it's a whole lot. It's too much going on right now. Like, President Trump, I'm talking about in American society. President Trump, he came out the gate. He was like, if you vote for me, day one, this is what I'm gonna do. And I'll give him this. I will give him this. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'll say that. Let's be clear. Although I'm in the military, my loyalty is to the Constitution. That is my oath. I took the oath that said I'm going to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That's what separates us from China. China gives their loyalty to the party. We give our loyalty to a document. And so for me, I ain't gonna get on here and just like berate the president and talk bad like some people do. That's not me. I like to talk about what happened and talk about my views about it. That's how I look at it. I'm like, so like if my leadership was to look at my videos and try to like do like a deep dive search of like hey, we got to find some dirt on this guy. We got to get rid of him. Let's find some dirt. If they go and look back through every video, you won't see anything like violating any uniform code of military justice, because I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I'm not going to get on here and be like, I've seen people say all types of crazy stuff about Barack Obama, about liberal people. Usually it's like far right people. And then I've seen people on the left say crazy things. Usually it's the people that's like far on whichever pole, political pole or ideological pole they fall on. People just, I don't know. Keep it to yourself, man. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like if you want to talk about it and hear what I think about it, sure, I'll do that all day. But yeah, on wax, I ain't breaking no laws, because I like I like my military benefits. I like working at the job that I work at. Yeah. But fear, man, it's like imagine if, I think the executive order says if you're born after February 20 in this country and neither of your parents is a citizen, you are not a citizen. That's one executive order that he just put out. So you have all of these people that are like coming across the border, and they have a child. They're with child, and they have a child in the country. Go to the ER, go wherever, have that baby. That baby's a citizen. And so the president is saying, well, that's why they're coming over here to just have a citizen. They gaming the system. So we got to stop that. That just because you're born in America don't mean you're an American citizen. And so I guess there's a protection in the 14th Amendment, which says you can't do that. So I'm gonna look up the 14th Amendment. I feel bad for you guys who live in America. I feel bad for us too. I feel that's something we definitely agree on. It's bad. It's bad. So before he got in, because he tilted the balance of the Supreme Court so much, that's his legacy. What he did at the federal level and what he's doing at like the state, like all of these circuit courts, he put so many judges into place. Judges really like the three branches of government, the executive, judicial, and the legislative. And everybody, says Instagram, you have a new follower. It's probably somebody from OnlyFans. I don't believe it. But the government has three branches of government. And so he's the executive branch as the president, And then he's got the judicial branch, like the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land. He slanted that in a conservative lean. And then legislatively, he's got the House of Representatives and the Senate are both Republican leaning. I probably could do a quick Google search, but I don't know this off top. But I'd be curious to see, like, when is the last time a president has had this type of advantage? Because the system is supposed to have like checks and balances, but when you have every branch of government that's ideologically tilted in one direction, like, how do you have balance? And how do you protect freedoms? So before President Trump got in this second time, I don't know what's going on with the Zoom, but before President Trump got in the second time, you had Roe v. Wade overturned. And Roe v. Wade was this thing about, abortion. Basically, a woman, she can determine, what's happening on the inside of her body. I don't know if y'all saw this in the news, but I saw this, and I wish I was joking what I'm about to say. There's some Mississippi lawmaker that just put a bill forward that says conception begins at erection. Mississippi. I got a buddy from Mississippi. And he's probably one of the smartest guys I know. I always give him grief. Like, man, what is going on in your state? Like, how did you come from that state? Mississippi is like dead last in like every category that you can think of. If it's like speaking to the quality of life, they're dead last in it. One thing they weren't dead last in, it was like lynching. Because they used to lynch a lot of black people. A lot of black people for anything. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, it's just so much going on. It's like fear and terror right now. Angst. And maybe because, the new president just took office a couple of days ago. Maybe that's why. And kind of like the news cycle, like he's staying in the news. He's staying in the news. Like that's one thing that he does a great job of. I felt like President Biden, he wasn't really... I'm going to be real. I feel like his first term went better than his second term. I feel like his second term was... Sorry. He only had one term. Okay. Disregard. I just thought about that. He only had one term. So his first time, or as vice president, let's put it like that. When he was vice president, I felt like he was all right. Sure, he was a loose cannon. He just say whatever come to his mind immediately. When you get to be that age, you can do that. You don't have to think about everything and the politically correctness. That's one thing President Trump, he don't really care about that. For better or for worse. If it's in his head, he gonna say it. Like when he said about COVID. How come you can't just like put bleach in like the bloodstream? Like get rid of it. Like just put some bleach in your arm. Can't do that? Mr. President, if you do that, it would kill you. Yeah, you would die. Really? Nah, you can throw some bleach up in there. Nope. Kill you. It's fatal. But yeah. It's a lot Like, so you got him campaigning on all of these crazy things, like things that just seem so outlandish and so blatantly insane that you like, surely he's not getting back in office. Like, what? Hey, man, if I get in there, I'm going to build that wall. We're going to finish building that wall. Even though we literally have TikTok showing people climbing over those unclimbable walls. People climbing over them. That to me, that's insane. How you can like know that something don't work, but you double, triple, quadruple down on it. Like like we saw that your plan didn't work, but so what? We gonna put a wall, a great wall. And oh, by the way, that body of water that's been called the Gulf of Mexico for like, let's see, we got the 2000s for like 400 something years. We're gonna change that name. It's no longer known as the Gulf of Mexico. We're gonna call it the Gulf of America. I mean, while we renaming stuff, let's just rename every continent. Right? Who gonna stop us? What you gonna do about it? Yeah. How about we call it the United States, the Southern United States of South America? Oh, no, the Southern United States of America, or the United States of Southern America. South America, right? The United States of Northern America, Canada. Panama Canal. Yeah, we're going to take that back. Yeah. Y'all remember we built that and we gave it? We going to take it back. Yeah, that's ours. Yep. Yeah. So Gulf of America, Panama Canal, we taking that back. Greenland. We got a deal for you. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Either you gonna give it up, Denmark, or we taking it away. Oh, military. Y'all know that whole border crisis that we got? We putting y'all on it. And he said this. We ain't putting the National Guard on it. We putting the real military on it. Like the National Guard ain't the real military. Shots fired. Pow, 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 pow. Everybody that's serving in the guard. Pow, 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 pow. Look it up. It's on YouTube. It is. 100. So while I was in class, I'm an instructor at a professional military education school. While I was in class one day, we had a guardsman in the class. And he told us in the class that they watched that press conference for fun. Like whenever they wanted to like have a laugh, they watched the press conference of him saying like the real military, not the National Guard. We sitting in the real military. Every state has their own National Guard. Every state. And they operate as the state's version of a federal military. Right? Does that make sense? So on the, at this federal level, we got Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard. You throw them in there. I'm forgetting one. Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. We got all of them federally, but on the local levels, National Guard. And so it's just so interesting to me. On top of like all of the fear and the concerns, like we not even talking about that in the military at this professional military education. Let's get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. All of them federal contractors, if you was hired, like if you was a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, you fired. You fired. So now, I could just go in there and I could just start canceling contracts. If I don't like the employer, if I don't like the contractor, like, I don't like him. This is a DEI hire. It's a black female that's the head of the business. That was DE&I. You're done. Get him out of here. We'll call up the guard. The guard will backfill until we can come up with a permanent solution. So it's almost like somebody said, let's see how much stuff we can change until the system breaks. Remember, the first time he was talking about getting in office, he was going to drain the swamp. And so drain the swamp, I think I'm coming to see that drain the swamp means that everything that the federal government does, we shutting it down. Only the states. We're going to have it. It's not really the United States of America. We're going to call it the 50 states of America. And maybe 51 if we feel like taking Canada. If we get Denmark, maybe the 52. So that number might be fluid for a little while. In Mexico, y'all keep set tripping and acting like y'all can't control that border. We just going to move the border south. We did it before. Don't you remember when y'all had California? And we took it. I can't remember which war, historically, where they got all that land. You had the Louisiana Purchase where they got that, like Louisiana and all of the other land from the French. But when did they get all of that, like California and all that stuff from Mexico? So it's just insane, man. Like, my son is this history buff. My oldest son, he's a history buff. And now he's on like his militant black movement. He's like learning about like lesser known black history facts. But like, he used to have like American history. He used to be like all about American history. And now he's like approaching, he tells me, Dad, next year I'm gonna be 18. I'm like, holy smokes, you right. That's a scary thought. I am terrified for my son. I look back and I remember going off to school in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm from Maryland. But my parents dropped me off. I remember my dad, he called my mom. She had the bravest face. She hugged me, my mom and dad, when they dropped me off in that campus. I was so excited. My good high school buddy, we were both roommates. I was so excited to go. And I gave her a long hug because I'm a mama's boy. I gave Pops a hug. And Pops told me Mom went back to the room, the hotel room, and cried her face off. Just boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, my baby, my baby, my baby. Pops, this was Pops. Pops is like, he a Georgia boy. He just hugging her. He like, baby, you good. You all right, baby. It's okay. It's okay. You know, Pops just like Stonewall. But they were not necessarily, they made sure they found me a church when I went down there. And I don't think they were scared about me being on my own. I think they were just, it's a transition and they was upset. I'm legit scared for my son. I am terrified to think. First of all, if y'all, I really want y'all to check out his page. His name is Top Light Skin. I don't tell him this enough. I probably need to tell him this more. If he watches this video, he'll see it. He is I get emotional talking about him. I feel like he is a better me. I feel like my oldest son is a better version of me. He's a little bit taller than I was at his age. I'm not tall to begin with, but this dude, I'm upset actually a little bit. I'm a little jealous. This dude, he's like almost 5'8". I'm capping out at 5'8". That's where I'm at. 5'8", maybe some change. Almost 5'8", size 11. Suit jacket, he wears a size 38. Now me, at 40 plus years, 5'8", 11 and a half, size 42 suit jacket. So he 38, 40, 42. So he's a lot younger. He's 16, about to be 17 this year. And he's the size that I was when I finished growing. And I think, I think I was finished growing probably in high school. I probably capped out at 5'8" at like the 12th grade. And so trajectory-wise, he's probably slightly ahead of me. So I'm thinking, he is obsessed with being tall. If you go on his page, he don't really talk about it. But this man only dates women that is above 6 foot. I did not know there was a market of beautiful, tall Amazonian black women that are looking for short kings. But he has a knack for finding all of the tall women that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Rizzes them up, and he's on the phone talking to them. And they're calling him all the time. This is my oldest son. Now my wife, she is 5, she says she 5'9". She might be. I'm like 5'8" and maybe a half, maybe 3/4. So she's slightly taller than me. I'm taller than her. If I got shoes on and she don't, I'm taller than her. But if she put on them heels, ooh, don't stand next to me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Only way you can stand next to me is because I love you. But she's way taller than me. She put on some big heels. Ooh, it looked like I'm the kid. She don't like that. She doesn't like that. But my son, all of these girls that he's dealing with, this one girl, I thought this one girl that he was talking to, I saw her in the church. And my son, when he was like 13, 14, he's on the spectrum. He's a little awkward, but he's very smart, very handsome. If you look at him, people think like people on the spectrum have like a certain look to him. He doesn't have any like look to him. Like if you looked at him, you would not be able to tell that he's on the spectrum. It's not, even when people see him interacting and operating, a lot of people don't get that he's on the spectrum unless they have experience with people on the spectrum. Because you'll just kind of see like some of the struggles and some of the challenges that he bumps up against. But yeah, he's like the best of me. I'll tell him this all the time. He's more handsome than I am. He is. He takes much better care of his body than I did at his age. Much smarter than I am. He just got accepted into the National Honor Society of History, and working on the National Honor Society of, I don't know. I didn't know they had a National Honor Society for History, but he's already been inducted. Like his history teacher, like loved she like loved my son. She's like, he's so brilliant. He's this and that and just glowing. I'm like, yeah, he all right, he all right. But she just loves him. But I'm terrified. Cause like we do so much for him. He does a lot, but we do so much for him. And to have him get out into society, like this generation, like now, because I remember growing up as a millennial, like my parents would not know where I was for large swaths of the day. When I was like, how old was I? I lived over there. I was probably in the 5th or 6th grade. I would get on my bike in the morning, and my mother wouldn't see me until it was dark outside. That's not how they grew up. This gen, I don't know how we got like that. Because our parents were not like that. The cell phone, I'm going to blame the cell phone. Like, back in the day, we just used to just like leave our house and you wouldn't be able to get in touch with us. Like, it's insane thinking about it now. Like, we would leave, we tell, like if you was going to go pick somebody up and you was going to go to somebody's house, you tell them like you left. And like, eventually they just showed up. You didn't know when they were around the corner. You could estimate like, all right, so they live about 30 minutes away. They should be here about now. But if something happened, if they got sidetracked or they didn't leave, you know how we do. Say, yeah, man, I'm on the way. I'm leaving now. Ain't even dressed. But man, they like, it's just so different. And my parenting style, like I know where my son is 24/7. I'm a helicopter dad. I am. But when they started, I think it started with like Trayvon Martin. And that's what I think about. Trayvon Martin was somebody's baby. And he got popped. He wasn't even necessarily doing anything. He got popped going to the store. And so I think about, my baby. So like one of the challenges with autism, like sometimes like he'll be looking at you. He's got autism and a little bit of ADD. He'll be looking at you, ADHD. They don't call it ADD. But he's not really listening because he's doing what he's doing. And so I don't want it to be a situation where somebody's talking to him and he's like not necessarily picking up that they're talking to him. And so they take it as a sign of disrespect. It just every time I see in the news a person on the spectrum or somebody that had some type of emotional meltdown and they're getting popped by the police, just capped, just shot. Because, hey man, I took it as a sign. I took it as a threat. I felt like my life was in danger, so I just killed him. Yeah. So those types of things. He's very impulsive, super smart, but very impulsive. What happens if he gets something in his mind that's not necessarily a good idea? Those are the things. And so he's about to go away to college. And he has been a very sheltered young man. Very sheltered. Even with all his sheltering, I'm gonna pull his card. I'm gonna tell his business right now. So if you're watching, hey, here's what it is. Even with all his sheltering, he did manage to get outside. I'm still mad about that. It didn't happen at home. It happened when we went to grandpa's. And so we switched up our little routine. He's hanging out with his cousins. And he decided, oh, I'm grown now. And so, he had a little milk behind the ears. He decided he wanted to smell himself, and he decided, I'm a man now. So I'm going to do what men do. With all of that sheltering. And I'm mad. I'm disappointed or whatever. But that's really how it happens. That's how it happens. You wish it was different, but I mean, it happens. Kids make decisions. Sometimes they make decisions that you don't want them to make, but such is life. I just like streets play for keeps, cops play for keeps. Like those are the things that worry me. Is he gonna get somebody pregnant? He's very handsome, and he's charming, and he's intelligent. Top light skin 08. TOP light LIGHT skin SKIN 08. Do the @ He's got his little videos where he's looking at, I hate them. He's looking at you, this generation, they love this little pose. Try to do tight eyes or they like to mew. If anybody's got Gen Alpha. Mewing. We used to do it, but we didn't call it mewing. We call it like looking light skinned. They do. You see that? How that flex like that? That's mewing. That's what they do. And he likes to do that. Not him so much. He doesn't really do it. My 13-year-old, he's all about mewing. Gen Alpha kid, they love to mew. Gen X, they're like, nah, you guys are stupid. But doing all of them gang signs and holding up, I'm like, dude, you ain't never been any of that. You softer as tissue paper. You softer than I am. As sheltered as I grew up, you even more soft. So, but, see, because I believe, the scientists haven't said it yet, but I believe that autism is something that's passed down. Either you have it's in your genetics and you get with another person that has it in their genetics and then it manifests. You remember that little Punnett square, little capital P and capital P, then capital P, lowercase p, and then lowercase p, and then capital P, and then lowercase p and lowercase p. And that lowercase p is when you got it, when it manifests. And so I think that's what happened with him. I had something, my wife had something, and we got him, and it's manifested in him. But see, me, I'm not on the spectrum. I have ADHD though. Distracted, non-focused, here, there, everywhere. Squirrel. What was that? So yeah. But his ADHD, man, is crazy. It's so crazy. Because they can focus. They can focus. If it attracts their attention, they have a super ability to focus. Better than your average person. Better than your typical person. They can focus. Hyper-focused. But if they're not interested, no shot. And that's him. So, school, the stuff that interests him in school, he wants to be a doctor. The stuff that interests him, he's all about it. But if he's not interested, pulling teeth. Good luck. He wants to be a dermatologist or a OBGYN. Like, son, you would want to be an OBGYN. You would. You would. I think men, they have in their mind that they want to do that. You know, I basically want to I want to do all of the pap exams and the pap smears, pelvic exams. I want to deliver the babies. I want to do all of that. I want to do the surgeries. You need some surgery down there? I'm going to take care of you. I got you. I'm going to zip, zap, zop. Chop it up. Look at that. It's all better. Oh, that's not right? Defect? I got it. Fixed it. You're good. I think men think they want to do that. But like if you doing that day in, day out for 20 plus years, oh my gosh. You got to be a special type of person. Now, if it was just every day I'm delivering babies, or I'm doing like, you know, Cliff Huxtable, showing my age. I'm doing ultrasounds and just, oh, look at the baby, boom, 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 pop, boom, pop. You know, playing with kids and stuff like that. Sure, I'm all about that. But just doing exams every day, everybody not clean. Everybody don't smell good. What you do? You come up in there. Everybody don't honor the thing where, you know, like, all right, you know you about to get exam. You about to get an exam. Don't do nothing before you get your exam. That unspoken rule. Everybody don't honor that unspoken rule. Some people, right before they come in your office, blah, blah, shoot the club up. Yeah. So you up in there and you like, psh, psh. Day in, day out, couldn't be me. Bless you. You're gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna pay a lot of insurance. Because it's all good until the baby dies. Or until the baby's arm is broke. Or something crazy happens. I'm gonna have an ADHD moment. Do y'all remember that story where it's not funny. It's tragic actually. There was an OBGYN that pulled a baby's head off. True story. Look it up. Google it. I think she was black too. Like, lady, how you pull somebody's head off? Like, I couldn't imagine it. Every one of my kids that was born, we had 6 kids. The first 2, C-section. Next 3, VBAC. Vaginal birth after cesarean. Last one, emergency C-section. Every one of our kids, except for the baby, we left the hospital in like 2-3 days. Could you imagine leaving the hospital empty-handed? You want to be a doctor that could potentially, because I'm sure there's a great satisfaction being that person that, yeah, you're the first person that count the baby. I'm sure there's a great satisfaction. Like, you're doing great. All right. Okay. And push. And 3, 2, head just come out. You the first person to catch it. Here go your baby. Here you go. That's great satisfaction. That's the high. That's the mountaintop. It was a mountaintop for me. That's why I had 6 kids. If I could afford more, I would have had more. I'd still be having kids right now if I could afford them. I love that. But it's just the reason why I wasn't a doctor, because I didn't want them lows. Because sometimes no matter what you do everything right, it's just not going to happen. Or somebody has a stillborn baby. And we didn't detect it. All types of things go wrong in the last couple of weeks. That's what happened with our baby. He stopped growing. The doctor was like, wait a minute. We're going to schedule a delivery tomorrow. 2 months early. My little son was born 3 pounds and 10 ounces. And my wife, she never had large children. She didn't. Our biggest baby was like 7 pounds. She doesn't have large kids. But 3 pounds? I literally held him, his little butt, his little legs, his little back in the palm of my hand. Even still today, he's coming along. He's coming along. All of our kids, like the other children that were born full term, they would be one wearing 24 months. Or like, just not in the actual age size. Like, I just put some 6 to 9 months on his legs. All my wife's body shape, long torso, short legs. He's got like a size 12 top and a size 3 to 6 months legs. Or 6 to 9 months, sorry. That'd be crazy, 3 to 6 and 12. But yeah. It's crazy. So I can see how he would want to do that, but just I don't want to do no pap smear, man. God. Ugh. You check. See, everybody's not healthy. You got to do the exam. What's that right there? What's that mark right there? Oh, wait. Did you know you had something? Did you know that? Yeah, that's a bump right there. That's not supposed to be there. You didn't know that? Yeah. That smell is not supposed to smell like that. That discharge like that, that's not normal. Shouldn't be like that. Good for him. God bless him. Somebody's got to do it. Hopefully he can do. So I just watched this thing on Instagram. It was like this woman, she was giving an example of what having a pap smear was like. And she had like this envelope. And she had it like, it was like barely open. And then she put some tongs inside the envelope and was like, just like slow, and then bam. And then she took like not a turkey baster, the thing that you beat the eggs with. She took it and she was like wrapping it around. And I'm watching this. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Then I showed my wife. I was like, is that how it be? She was like, yes. I'm like, what? And like, the best thing about that post was not the actual video. It was the comment section. And the women were just telling them like, yeah, it's not really it's like everything was accurate except for instead of, I forget what the little instrument is that you beat the eggs with. But except for that, it's more like a bottle brush. And then they was talking about like, she did like, and then she did like, she like put her finger in there and like, nah. My wife is like, yep, that's how it is. So hopefully, and he's not gentle. He's not gentle. He don't need to do that job unless he learn how to be gentle. He is a brute. Bless him. He's a brute. So you see him coming, his hands is kind of big. Yeah, his hands is kind of big. Yeah. You see him coming. Can I get another doctor? I remember, since I'm riffing on babies, I remember my daughter. The doctor, here's another thing about delivering babies that's insane to me. Just because you have an OBGYN does not mean that's the person that's going to deliver your baby. So my wife, and I didn't know that, but because the first two, the person that was a doctor delivered the baby. But something happened, like she was going a long time with my daughter. Long time. My daughter had a big old head. I got a big head too. But her doctor left. And then like some other young doctors came in. And I looked at the girl's hands. Her hands, like if she was to put her hand in my hand, probably the tip of her fingers probably came up to like right there. She had the tiniest little hands. But when I tell you how she was up in there trying to, like, first of all, fathers, if you never had children, I think they may have changed it in some states. If you've never had children, don't go on that bottom side. If you don't like the sight of blood, don't go down there. You stay up in your wife's face. Let the doctors do all of that. Me, I'm a trained dentist. You know, we up here laying flaps and lifting up gums and showing teeth guts and all of that stuff, so it doesn't bother me. So I'm like, well, let me see what y'all doing. I look down there. This doctor has both hands. Like, literally, one side, other side, peekaboo. Baby's coming out. She's like, oh, baby's crowning. And I was like, oh, okay, let me see where. I don't see it. She pulls like my daughter's little hair. She got a full head of hair. She pulls my daughter's hair and she's like, oh, look, she's got so much hair. Listen, so you know right there from that what she wasn't. Sensitive about touching our hair. Don't be touching our hair. Stop. Don't do it. I'm not a dog. But anyway, she pulled and I was like, oh, yeah. Then, you know, she's relaxing. And then, like, baby's going like, peekaboo, psych. Peekaboo, psych. She does that like 4 or 5 times. Then the doc was like, all right, this is what we gonna do. She put one hand on one side, put another hand on the other side. Baby said, peekaboo. She slides both hands from the side to the bottom. So it was almost like a glove. Picture you, I ain't got hands free, but do it like this. Hold up. All right. A little crooked. But she, one wall, other wall. Baby head pokes out. Little baby head, she like, top of her head. Like a little cone. And it's coming out. The doctor said, just like this, on the head. And then she went down to like the bottom of my daughter's head, which was also inside of, birth canal. Pulls down on it. She pulls down on the bottom. And my daughter's head popped out. And we done had 2 kids already. Never had a VBAC. This is the first one. When I tell you I saw something go like this. And then it did like, and baby popped out. I was like, oh, maybe you should have had a C-section. It just, it's a miracle. That whole process is a miracle. And like after seeing it that first time, I knew, I was like, that part, if that was all that the OBGYN had to do is just deliver babies, like that would be me. I'd be in there, I'd be like, this is all I want to do. I'm not checking on I'm not doing no ultrasounds. I'm not doing no exams. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just coming there on game day. Your water done broke. Washing the hands. Putting them gloves on. Put everything on. I'm like, give me that baby. That part. That's all I wanted to do. But, yeah, so that's him. Then my 13-year-old, my poor teenager, my poor 13-year-old, he wants to be a YouTuber. A YouTuber. He loves to talk smack. Loves to talk smack. Now he's got a video. His most popular video did better numbers than any of my videos have ever done. Matter of fact, my most popular live stream was with him. I had 7,200 views on a like, it wasn't even that long of a live stream. We're changing a light bulb out. I mean, not a light bulb. That's stupid. A light fixture. We're changing it out, and yeah, 7,200 people wanted to see me get electrocuted, and so the disheartening thing is this boy is, I think, I hope you don't watch this. I think he's smarter than me already. He's 13. I think he's smarter than me. He is great at finding the flaw in your argument. He's got that gift. Like, he could be a lawyer. Early on, he used to be all about like justice. He used to be that kid that like, he could, even though he's on spectrum too, even though he's on the spectrum, he was great at picking out differences in treatment. That was his gift. Like, he could see that, like, oh, when that person is interacting with this person, they do these things. And this is how you know that they're okay with them. But then when they interacted with me, this is what they do. They're not okay. Or anything like that. Anything where something is unjust or unfair, he's going to point it out. And I'm sitting there like, I didn't even think about that. I didn't catch that. But you're right. He could be an astrophysicist. He went through this phase when he was like 10, 11, 12, where Neil deGrasse Tyson was his hero. And he just starts talking about all of these Higgs boson and all of these things, all of these processes, and Kepler 22 and this planet. And Dad, did you know that? That's his favorite thing. Dad, did you know that blah 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 blah? I'm like, I didn't know that. Tell me something else. And he's just like, oh, okay, blah blah blah. Just tell me all these things that I never even heard of about planets and theoretical, and like, this is why this can't be true, or this ain't right. Like, all of these astrophysics things. And then he turned 13. And then he started liking little girls. And all of that stuff went down the drain. He discovered brain rot. and it rotted his brain. Now he's like, girls, 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 girls. He don't even try in school. And he breezes through the stuff. And it's just like he's clicking through the pages. And I'm like, son, you're not reading. You're not doing it. You just skipping through it. And then he'll tell me like, nah, Dad, it was this, and that. And I'm reading. I'm like, hold on, let me see. How you get that fast? Taught himself how to play piano. And then he decided, yeah, I don't want to play piano no more. He probably could be he's one of them kids that could be anything he wants to be, which is why he's probably going to be a good YouTuber. I know YouTubers are making millions of dollars. I know they're doing great things. Matter of fact, I owe him $15 for the donations the last guy gave me. I owe him $15, so I'm going to give him that. That Cash App him. He could be anything, but he wants to be a YouTuber. How disheartening. Now, if he like Mr. Beast, if he the Mr. Beast of YouTubing, I don't think I would be disappointed. I don't. But that's just not what I saw. Like, YouTuber, I don't know why I that's my bias. I have bias against YouTubers. Like, that's what you do for a living. Not like it's not work. Because back when I used to not do live streaming and I used to try to put these together, these little 4-minute videos, like, or 7-minute videos, 7 minutes of an edited video probably took anywhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 hours to make. 15 to 20 hours. Think about that. You working for 3 whole days to make one video. Like a full work day to make one product. And me, the reason why I stopped making videos, I was like, man, I'm spending a lot of time and I thought it was really good, but I got like 40 views on that thing. The way YouTube works is you have to be consistently uploading videos for probably about 3 years before you get into the algorithm. Unless you are one of those trend followers. So if you just do the hashtags and you say, like, this is what's the trends? Okay, now make something in that vein. He's got another video where, what do you call that show? Oh my gosh, I'm seeing it. Player 456. It's called Squid Games 2. He's got another video for Squid Games. He does like edits. And that one has like, I think he had like 15,000 views or something like that on a short. And he put that short together in less than probably 4 hours. He's really fast at it. They on TikTok, or not TikTok, on CapCut. He doesn't even use CapCut though. I don't know how he does it. He'll have like templates and then he'll just kick them out. He'll find the pictures and he'll get the music, funk, PHONK. He's all about funk music, and then he just kick that out and Funk is extremely popular. And he taps into the trends and he puts that stuff out, and it gets in the algorithm. But if you're talking about stuff that people don't necessarily, if you all over the place like me, and that's my oldest son, top light skin, he's all over the place. First, he wants to be a self-help guy. Then he wants to be a groomer. Like this how you do your skincare routine. This how you do your hair care routine. Then he wants to be, look at my car. You look at his videos. bless his heart. You look at his videos, and he's in the car. He in his car, taking pictures. Like, when you do that? When was you in the car? He in there. He got his jewelry that he done bought from Temu, and he in my car. Old enough to drive, he is, but won't go get his license. Kids are different today, this generation. I think he's really scared, actually, to drive. But I was 15 years and 8 months. I was up in that driver's ed course. And at 16, I was getting in trouble. As soon as I was able to drive, I was getting in trouble. Doing dumb kid impulse stuff. So on one hand, I'm glad that he don't want to drive. But then on the other hand, I'm like, all right. I guess on both hands, I'm happy. I'm good with him not wanting to drive. Because, yeah, access. Access to excess. But anyway, it is almost 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. I had a peak viewership of about 20. I got 2 of y'all rocking in there with me. I ain't talking about nothing. Let's do a summary. I came on here. I was talking about the weather. It's insanity. Cold on one side of the continent of North America or U.S. And then fires, like raging fires, like 37% out. Like 37% controlled. So you got a whole 63% of just like chaos. Cold red. And this is semi-normal. Insanity. Talked about that. Then talked about how state of politics, state of affairs in the United States, everything is like either you're elated, and I didn't even talk about how the people that's elated feel, and what they doing and how they doing. But the people that's fearful, I talked about it from that perspective. Then we started talking about children and how I am afraid for my children. Actually, we talked about before children. We talked about shipped and delivery services and all of that stuff. Then, after the delivery services, started talking about my kids. I love talking about my kids. Man, that's my life regret. I'm 44. The only regret that I have is that I did not have more children. I have 6 kids. I wish. I don't know. Maybe I just need to be a teacher. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that'll get rid of that desire for more children. I love seeing how the kids grow from this helpless, useless baby. This useless baby that can't do anything for themselves. That baby, like, they're like so helpless. That first day they're laying on the bed, and they're just kind of like, they don't even open their eyes. They just like, you see their eyes twitching, and they listen. You can tell they're just kind of soaking everything in. Like, man, this is crazy. Like, what's going on? Why is it so bright out here? And then they might open a little eye, and then it's too bright. And then eventually you see them open their eyes that first time. Oh, that feeling of love when you look that baby in the eyes and the baby's like looking at you and you know the baby recognizes your voice. That's something special. That's something special. And then when the baby starts to grow, they start to babble, they start to scoot, they start to crawl, then they're walking, then they're running, and then they're toddler telling you what they're not gonna do. You're bathing them, and then too old to get bathed now, and then you transition and you go through all of these steps, and then you have a teenager. You're taking them doing sports and all these other activities, and then they're getting out the house. Then they leave the house, and it's like life is one of those flip books. Like it starts doing like, one thing, and then it ends doing something else, but it's over really quickly. And I'm like in the middle, probably not at the middle, probably a little bit after the middle for black men anyway. 44, 43, 44 this year. So a little bit past halfway point. It's crazy. My losing my hair, getting thin on the top, gray, beard, crow's feet. My hairline, you wouldn't believe it looking at me now, but like when I was in high school, my hairline used to be like, I never had a strong hairline, if we're being for real. But it did used to be like, probably like almost an inch lower than what it is. I got a 5 head now. I used to have like a 4 head. You see how you came from my eyebrow to my hairline? I can't cover it with 4 fingers. So it's not a 4 head, it's a 5 head. Because my hairline. Then we ain't even gonna talk about in the back right up in there. Y'all can't see that. I don't want y'all to see that. Just think about LeBron James. How LeBron James looked from behind. In the top of his head. You get like real light. Like, I can see your thoughts. Yeah. Life is a trip. Life is a trip. Yeah. So now I'm at that stage, and I already know my oldest. He's like, I want to be a doctor. So it means 4 years of undergrad. If he can do it quicker, he's gonna try to do it quicker. He's that kid. Then 4 years of med school. Then residency for dermatology. Man, that residency is a lot. That's a long time. It's hyper competitive too. But yeah, 4 years of college, undergrad, 4 years of med school, and probably anywhere from 6 to 8 years of residency / internship. So 16 years. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get married in med school. Cause Dad, you had me in your last year of dental school. So I can do it. Yeah. I'm gonna be a grandpa soon. That's crazy. Hopefully not too soon. But fast forward like let's see. That would be 8, 10, 9 years. 53. 9 years, 10 years, grandpa. Unless my crazy 13-year-old. My crazy 13-year-old probably gonna beat him to the punch. He will. He's always competing with his big brother. Wants to be better than his big brother. Wants to tell me, Dad, I'm gonna pass you on YouTube. Dad, how many subscribers do you have, Dad? How many you got, Dad? You've been doing it for how long? And you only got that many? Dad, I only been doing it for this long, and I got this many. Like, yeah, man, you a kid. Kids can get full time, full attention and energy. I got 4, 5 jobs. Okay? Soul breadwinner. If I don't move my feet, then we don't eat. Okay? Me. I ain't got time to be doing YouTube like that. Literally, what's double tasking? Uh-oh. Where am I at? I don't even know where I'm at right now. Let me see. What's this? What's happening right now? Lost Situational Awareness. Center of Excellence. MAP. Somebody just pulled up in front of me. Hopefully I don't get popped. I don't think this is nobody's house. MAP. What is MAP? Montgomery? Okay. So you looking real sus walking up in the MAP at 11 o'clock. What you doing, bro? Looking highly sus. Listen to me sounding like, what's his name? What's his name? I don't know. Whatever the guy's name is. Calling police. Yeah, it's been a rash of robberies. There's a guy, he just opened the door. He had a key. He found that key. He forged the key. This is kind of weird. He is holding the door, though. Okay, no, he's not. Man, people be addicted to their job, man. I'm going to tell you. You going up to your job at 11 at night, and you the only person in there. That's crazy. That's dedication. It sounds like something I would do. I've done something like that before. That's dedication. It's probably lack of focus. Forgot something at work. Had to go get it. We'll be super busy on Saturday, so I'm gonna just go get it now. Y'all, let me see if I can find another order, because I need to make some money. I ain't got no crowd up on the YouTube live. The YouTube live is dead. I don't have nothing. You know, nobody wants to talk about President Trump and all the cuckoo crazy stuff he's doing. Nobody else. I didn't talk about the people that are excited. I know there are some people that are like through the roof right now. I feel like right now everybody is in their racial / ideological corner. You know, there's a group of people, and even like I remember the next day after the election. What was that? November the 6th? After election day, when they had already announced President Trump won, I remember I came to the gate, officer. And then she probably was a senior airman. 3 stripers. She'd been in the military for like 3 years or something like that. She's at the gate. She's security forces, black female. And I said something to her. She's being very professional. She's like, "How you doing, sir?" Blah blah blah. And I just level with her. I was like, "How you doing?" And then and I was like, "That's all you can do." And then as soon as I said that, she already knew that, you know, we distraught because, you know, our person that we wanted to win didn't win. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy because we move from there, that feeling of just like, what we gonna do now, to my wife says she just gonna stick her head in the dirt. Basically, she gonna do an ostrich for like the next 4 years. But everybody heard him say, "Don't worry, you ain't gonna have to do this no more." Everybody heard him say that, right? Y'all heard him, right? And by this, he's talking about like voting. What do you mean when you say that? Do you mean we're not going to have to vote like this anymore? You're gonna redo the process? We're going to develop a new process? Or do you mean like you're not going to have to vote anymore because I'm going to be your forever leader? And that's how I took it. Yo, Elon Musk. Can we talk about Elon Musk? I need y'all to y'all should share this link and get your friends. Tell them to come in. Tell them to come in. I have this thing in my classroom. Y'all heard it before. But I do this in my classroom because I'm different. There's not a lot of, matter of fact, get this. I am the only African American male professional military education instructor at the captain level. Right now, currently. I'm the only black male instructor in there. So that's why I'm saying, share this. Share it. Bring people up in here. Because we about to talk about Elon Musk. I need y'all. Y'all just sitting there just watching me talk, not saying nothing. Get on your keyboards. Go get on your desktop. People don't have desktops no more. I know. Y'all got y'all phone. I'm saying I'm laying up in the bed. I don't feel like it. Get up. Sit up. Don't swipe down. Don't leave to the next room. Do some work. We're going to talk about Elon Musk. Come on. This dude, I know y'all saw it. It was 3 days ago. Today's Friday. It was Tuesday. Monday was the holiday. Tuesday. Wait. Tuesday. I don't even remember. 20th. The 20th. Monday. So wait. When we observed Martin Luther King, that was Inauguration Day? Was that right? Am I tripping? So it was probably Tuesday where Elon Musk, South African born Elon Musk, billionaire billionaire heir. Did a Nazi salute. This dude was I thought he was reverse dabbing at first. I thought it was a reverse dab. He was you can't really see me because I can't pull back far enough. But I thought he was ah. I thought he was doing some Cam Newton type stuff. Nah. He said, he said, I'm like, bro, when you do that arm like that, and then he turned around and did it to the people in the back. What I didn't see was what did the people in the back, what did they do? Because I know it was some people in there that was but the thing is, back when they was doing that in Germany, so Hitler was the only one. I think Hitler, when they did that, his response was the underhand. So I'm in charge, right? So yeah, you saluting me like this up here, I'm saluting it like that. So we almost kind of giving each other a 5 or whatever, right? But he did that, and I wanted to punch him in the face. I really wanted to and I'm not a violent person. Contrary to popular opinion. Not a violent person. But when I saw him do that, he strikes me as a guy that doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have a single friend. He's got a lot of hanger-ons or hanger-oners, handouts, high-fivers, butt kissers, brown nosers. He got a lot of them, but he don't got friends. Elon Musk don't have a friend in the world. Mm-mm. Everybody that's around him is because they want something from him. He don't get no ladies. I don't even think he likes ladies. If he doesn't, that's his business. But I just see him, and he's the head of X, right? So you got all of these billionaires that are Trump supporters, right? What's funny to me is like how these conservative people, Fox News and all of them, they was talking about how the left was funded by all of these billionaires, right? But it seemed like they kind of quiet when the right is also funded by billionaires. It's like that's not really getting talked about. I don't see that. But this is a study that I'm going to do. When I say study, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Y'all could do this too. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, hey, Chat, what are hallmarks of dictators? Because the people, the billionaires that he had was all over like media. They were media heads. Right? Because you got X. That's social media. Right? Twitter. Then you have, and that's Elon Musk. Then you have Mark Zuckerberg. Right? That's the funny face looking dude. He is so ugly. He looked like he's easy to draw. Right? Mark Zuckerberg, like you just like, I could draw him. There's like, I'm not an artist, but I could draw him. It looked like something didn't go right. Like when he was being built, when he was being formed, God said, you know, everybody's fearfully and wonderfully made. So I can't say he didn't go right. But he just doesn't. And God makes no mistakes. But when he made him, baby, something didn't go right. Somebody made a mistake somewhere. It wasn't God. God make no mistakes, but somebody ain't do something right. Zuckerberg. That man, look at him. Google him, y'all. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at him. And tell me that something ain't wrong. It's like, why do you look like that? What is your face doing right now? He looks scary. Don't look directly in his eyes. Like, I feel like if he was to like, you know how you like look at people and they not looking at you, but they kind of like looking around? You know that feeling that you get when they look at you? I feel like I'd be like this if he looked at me like, oh my God, I can't look away. I'd be like, you ugly. I just, Zuckerberg I don't know. But anyway, he is the CEO of Facebook, Instagram, and now Threads, right? So Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, right? I'm missing some stuff. I know I'm missing stuff. That's why I wanted y'all to tell and share with y'all friends, because all of y'all friends are not lazy like y'all are, and they just not going to lay back on a Friday night and just be like, I just want to hear what this dude is saying. Some of y'all friends would type back in the chat, like Big Back and Stalexa, and them, like they was chatting. But man, I just know that there's a reason that he has put these people in these key positions. Because right now, look at what he has. He has Truth, like Truth Social Media or something like that. Remember, he started Truth when he got kicked off of Twitter. I forget who the old CEO of Twitter was. Then Elon Musk say, I'm about Twitter. And we ain't calling it Twitter no more. It's X. Man, it's Twitter. If I type the domain twitter.com in, it's still going to take me to Twitter. But they got a black X on it now. It used to be a bird, but now it's a black X. I'm like, Elon Musk, you weird. You weird. You weird. You weird. You're weird. You're weird, Elon Musk. Yes, you are. I almost think you're an alien. Something's not right. Like, you know how you look at some people and you can tell, like, this is a person that engages with people, and this is a person that is probably like, they gotta have charisma. They like this person, he get a lot of ladies. Or whatever. Elon Musk, it seems like Elon Musk will date a bird. Or he has a pet rabbit. Or an iguana. No offense to anybody that has iguanas. I mean, I don't want to throw shade on y'all. But I just feel like something's not right with Elon Musk. You never see him with anyone. And that's okay. You know, some people are private like that. You know, that I don't like my business being out on the street. But those people that's private like that, they still give off an energy where men want to be them. And maybe women want to be with them. I want a girl. Yeah, girl. That's my boo. My boo, Elon. Don't nobody be saying that's my boo to Elon. There ain't nobody checking for him. He just seemed goofy. Just like the salute, that Nazi salute was so, like, even that salute was goofy. It was like are you a village person? That's how that salute reminded me. Like, what are you doing? And then he turned around and did it again. I was like, that's why, like I said, I'm not a violent person, but I really did want to, like, when he did that, I wanted to, I wanted to fight him. That was my reaction. I just wanted to, grab him and throw him over something. Throw your hand up again. That's what I wanted to do. I would get banned, and I'm not going to do that. So, I probably just got demonetized. That just happened. Just like that. Just like that. Y'all that's watching in the chat. So, thank you, God. Y'all, I don't think y'all can see this on the screen. I don't know what it looks like when you watching me from YouTube. I just know what my screen says. My screen says live 119 and 9 seconds, 13 people, 1 thumbs up. Forget the rest of y'all 12 people that didn't do a thumbs up. That's okay. That's how y'all be. I get it. It's okay. That's why nobody thumbs up you guys when you're at work. Nobody ever says, hey man, good job. I'm at work right now. Y'all like this. That's how y'all looking at me. Swipe. Swipe. It's so easy. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, swipe. Tap, tap, swipe. Tap, tap, swipe. God came up in here I don't know if y'all can see the chat, but if y'all can see the chat, scroll back up top. Scroll back. I'm scrolling right now. God. Look at that. And when he say God, did I like him? Wait, so somebody else thumbs up him. I said I love him. But somebody else, I love God. Listen, first of all. But somebody else thumbs up him. And then God was like, you too. I said, he said, you too. I said, thanks, God. Good looking out. And then God was like, you too. I'm like, do you not understand what good looking out means, God? Good looking out is another way of saying thank you. Maybe he was saying thank. Oh, okay. So he was saying good looking out to you too. Good looking out for you. You looking out. You out here doing my work. Okay, all right. Maybe not. But yeah, it gave me $4.99 because this video is definitely not getting monetized. I done got demonetized. You have one word that comes up there and you're canceled. I done got this video canceled. So let's say I did not mean, and I didn't mean that I wanted to do any of those things to Elon Musk. It just made me just. So here's what I say about people that drive Teslas. And if anybody in the chat drives a Tesla, just leave, because you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. I like every time I see a Tesla, Tesla start with T, right? The letter T. Tesla, right? You know what other word starts with the letter T? Tool. Tool. What's that? TOOL. Tool. Everyone that drives a Tesla is a TOOL. And that's a blanket statement. I don't make blanket statements. But everybody that I've seen get out of Tesla was actually a tool. So put it like that. That's not a blanket statement. But everybody, thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody that I've seen that got out of a Tesla is a tool. First, like, look at how the Tesla looks. The concept was a good concept. The best thing that he did was the infrastructure that he set up. Like, because anybody can plug up into those charging stations. Like, you got an electric vehicle? Yeah, go ahead. You can come use it. Because I thought, this is how I was thinking. My boy just got an EV. Shout out Dom. I was thinking that when you got an EV, all you had to do is like go to the house, plug it up. Or if you was out, you're like, oh man, my battery running low. Let me go ahead and plug it up real quick. I'm going to go in this mall. I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm going to come back out, and I'm going to leave. I was thinking all of that stuff is free. You still got to pay for that electricity. So you paid all that money for that car, but you still got to pay for energy. I'm good. When y'all get that hydrogen engine. What was that movie? Keanu Reeves. Come on, y'all. Somebody, it's 16 people in chat. What was the movie with Keanu Reeves? And they had the technology, I think it was Keanu Reeves. They had the technology where, like, it was water. Water was energy. They learned how to, not steam engines and nothing like that. Hold on, let me look down in case somebody said it, because I ain't even on the bottom. Okay. Nobody knows. Nobody's going to share. That's okay. Not the most helpful chat. It's okay. One day I'll get some helpful people in here. Maybe I need a moderator. Everybody's pretty respectful. So I could be complaining, but I won't, because y'all are respectful. And so I appreciate you guys for being respectful at least. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. I'm good with that. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the car where I just pull up to the car, throw some water. Put some water in the engine. I mean, not in the engine, in the pump. Whatever. And then I just go. No noise. You know how the electric, I mean, even electric engines, they make some noise. Sounds like a laser. My boy said it sounds like a laser, like something, I guess. gasoline engines, crude oil, all of the electricity, all of the pollution, electric engines. So they might not produce pollution from the vehicle, but getting to the electric engine was a lot of pollution. It was a lot. It's probably just as much as crude oil. So it's not if y'all notice, quiet as kept, a lot of companies are jumping out of EV. Hertz, if y'all, this is free game. I'm giving free game. Listen. If you happen to be a tool and you in the market for a Tesla or any EV for that matter, because all EVs are not, just because you drive an EV don't make you a tool. It's the Tesla that makes you a tool. The car looks so goofy. It's like, if you're going to make an electric car, I wouldn't have made that one. I'd have made it look better. Like, somebody else needs to work on the design of a Tesla. It looks goofy. It's like super tall, and like, it don't look good. Like, make it look good. Can you not make it look good? Is that not a thing? It just has to look like a dweeb designed it. A dweeb. Yes. A tool. That's why I said that. Dweebs are not tools. But tools is because, like, oh, I'm better than you. Look at me. Ha ha ha. Look at me. I'm better than you. My car costs $90,000. And I don't even buy gas anymore. They be having them little papers. Like, my boy showed me the crazy looking paper. Like, I'm like, wait, that's money? You got to pay for the electricity? I guess that makes sense. We do pay electric bills. But, like, think about that. For me charging my car, LeBron needs to score 31 points. Good for him. Me charging my car, like, for a few hours costs that much money. I guess that tracks. But I'm good. I'm waiting on that hydrogen. Give me that hydrogen engine. Give me a steam engine. That'd be kind of cool if I had a car that was a steam engine. I pull up and the steam just be like, just blowing all out the bottom of my car. Be burning my feet. I be like, whoa. Oh, stop at the red light. Just let off a bunch of steam. That'd be fun. But yeah, man, Donald Trump, man, he's got all of them social media people. He got Fox in his pocket. Then he's got like that other news channel, Newsmax or whatever. I don't know. Some of these things, I don't know. And then he's speaking directly to the this is what happened, y'all. This is what happened. So, do you remember how the solution for racism and the systemic racism was diversify, equity, let's level the playing field, and inclusion. We're going to invite people that was previously held back. Get back, black. White is right. All y'all people that was pushed back, come on in. Come on. Go ahead. Come on. Papa Joe was like, come on, y'all. Come on. I will say this. This is an unpopular opinion that I'm about to drop on y'all. I'm about to drop this on y'all heads. I'm going to drop this on y'all heads, and y'all going to be mad. The 10 of y'all that's in here, if y'all are left-leaning. President Joe Biden did more for black people in one term than President Obama did in two. See? They jumped out. They was like, I'm out. I can't even hear it. Swipe. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. President Joseph, what's his middle name? R? JR? That's a good name. Good initials. JR. JR Biden? I don't know. Joseph Ronald Biden? What's his name, y'all? I don't know. But President Joseph Biden, he did more. He did. He did. I thought it was really cool how he pardoned Marcus Garvey. Look that up. Look up who Marcus Garvey is, y'all. Because y'all probably don't know. But look him up. And like Marcus Garvey was this guy that was dead a long time ago. But I really dug how on the last day he pardoned that man. It's all symbolism. It's all symbolism. Right? It's a symbolic gesture. Like Juneteenth. That was not something that people was beating down the door for, asking for. Juneteenth. June 19, we want a national holiday. I wonder if President Trump takes away Juneteenth. Can presidents do that? Can you just delete a holiday? Can you do that? Because it seems to me, I'm not calling him a racist. I'm not. But it seems to me that the new racism is now what was previously anti-racist. So diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is where I was going, I'm back. Diversity, equity, and inclusion was like an anti-racist movement. But now, the new administration is in its opposite world. It's mirror world. We in mirror world. Where everything that is right side up is now upside down. So you trying to go up, and you moving up, but really you going down. We making America great again, but really we going down. We going down. I think you get more, I'll say it like this. The more you use power, the less effective it is. The more you use power, the less effective it becomes. I know for me, trying to use power and trying to like get my kids to do something, say do it because I said so. Like the first time I said that with the kids, they was like, oh, daddy said so. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then it was like the next time I said it, it was like, oh, daddy said so. But you do that so many times, it's like after a while they become like 16 and like what if I don't want to do that? They don't say that, but they don't do it. You tell them, clean up. When I come back here, I better see everything clean. And then you come home and you don't see everything clean. Because they're like, well, what you going to do? I seen the worst that you could do. What, you going to beat me? Doesn't hurt. The more you use power, the less effective it is. He's supposed to be this great deal maker. Right? He told us, if y'all put me in office, I'm going to have that Ukrainian war. Why is it the Ukrainian war? Why is it not the Russian war? Right? Whatever. He told us he was going to have that conflict over in 24 hours. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What happened? You got in on what day? Monday? Signed a whole bunch of executive orders. He had them things preloaded. Pow! Give me that pen. Somebody give me a pen. Somebody give me a pen right now. I signed it. Or, nah, he be like this. That look that he be making. Then we whisper him like, hey, go give me a cheeseburger. Somebody go give me some McDonald's. I'm hungry. I got a bunch of papers to sign. They sign that executive order, and then they take that pen, they put that pen in somewhere for perpetuity. Every executive order gets its own pen. Isn't that fraud, waste, and abuse? Whatever. Every executive order gets its own pen. But all of the stuff that was set up to level the playing field is now being called, that's racist. That is racist. So I feel like the definition of racist has changed. Racist used to be something that came from a superiority complex. Well, I'm better than you. I am superior to you. By virtue of the fact that I have less melanin in my skin, I'm superior to you. Therefore, I'm better than you. Therefore, you don't deserve to get the things that I get. And so it turned into this thing of, we're going to deny you, we're going to push you out. Right? Then racism developed into, now this is what racism is. Racism is anything that sets about to level the playing field is unfair. Because if you're leveling the playing field, initially we was up here and y'all was down there, right? So how can you level the playing field? We was here. We not coming up. We going down. And that's the racist attitude. That right there is racist. The assumption that if the playing field is level, it's because you watered us down. This is what they're talking about when they say merit-based. We no longer doing affirmative action, but we going to merit-based. The assumption is you didn't deserve it on your own merit. You deserved it, or you got it because of your skin color. Right? Because whether you go this to level the playing field, or whether you go this to level the playing field, that's still not moving up. We want to move up. We want to move up. And so the idea is, don't worry about what this is doing. Yeah, you went up if you deserved it. If you was better. Never mind. The education system is a joke. Take Montgomery, Alabama, for instance. The education system here is broke. It's broke. It's awful. I would never send my kid to school. People turn down this assignment here in the Air Force because the school system is that bad. But it's perfectly acceptable for a black child or a non-white child to go to that school. And y'all don't like that talk. Y'all don't like that talk. That's not popular talk. People like swipe, 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 swipe. Yeah, I don't want to talk about race. La, 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 la. It is what it is. That's my little platform. I don't nobody have to listen. I watch it over myself and listen to what I said. But it's insane. It's insane. Because what we're doing now is we're not leveling the playing field. Now, the thought process is, no, we actively pushing you down. Ain't nobody holding you back. Bro, I will never catch up. I will never catch up. This is why in the military, we will never catch up. We will never promote at the same rate. This is why now you can look at promotion rates and you can see, like, if it was blind, everyone would promote at the same rate, right? Right? If a process is blind, that means everybody has the same exact probability to promote. Why is that not the case? Because the process is not blind. How? How do you make it blind? I don't know what color this person is. It don't matter. It don't matter if you don't know what the color that person is. You know why? Because my supervisor knew what color I was. And guess what? That paperwork that's in my record, my supervisor made all of it. And guess what? The majority of the supervisors are white. So guess who promotes? Mostly the people that remind me of me when I was a kid, when I was a young man. Yeah, yeah. But then I see this other guy, he's not shaving. Like, I always shave. I wish I could come to work with a beard. I wish I didn't have to worry about shaving. Oh, you do? I wish I can give you my razor bumps. I wish I can give you all of this. I wish I can give you all of this. I would gladly trade it away. But you see, due to genetic differences, my hair curls back and it goes underneath my skin. And when it goes underneath my skin, it carries bacteria with it. That bacteria causes an inflammatory response. That inflammatory response causes inflammation. And it also causes bumps. Pseudo folliculitis Barbie. It's a disease. It's a condition. It's a health condition that is exacerbated by me doing what you said I have to do. So you make an exception. Yeah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that no more. You ain't got to do that. Look at my old videos. I always talk about shaving. I was mutilating, self-mutilation. They talked about how in these African countries, they was out here mutilating these young girls. I was out here, and I'm not trying to equivalent, that's a false equivalency. But nevertheless, I was out here mutilating my face for the sake of fitting in. And there was never a chance I was going to fit in. I was not educated in your school system. AAVE, when you speak that language, it's automatically assumed you're stupid. You're less intelligent. AAVE, African American Vernacular English. That's what they called it. We ain't call it that. We called it talking black. As soon as I start speaking that language, if I'm talking too heavy, too much bass in my voice, if I'm talking too slow, different parts of the country, their speech is faster. Different parts of the world, the speech is faster. Different parts of the country, their speech is slower. Where I'm from, we don't talk like that. You're stupid. You're not as intelligent. You can't speak. What's wrong with you? Why can't you talk like we do? Wasn't educated. Wasn't educated like that. We don't place a value on that. Don't forget, traditions and culture does not die easy. All of these little idiosyncrasies that we brought over from Africa that persist to this day. Which is why you can have like similarities between people that ain't never been together, because some things are the same. Which is why there's a lot of similarities between African parents and Black American parents. But whatever. It's insanity to me that we can't understand that merit base is really just holding people back. Well, all right, well, think of it like this. Merit base is holding you back. You're saying that, right? Or affirmative action is holding me back. And when you think of it like that, well, so then the solution is don't do nothing. Let's just continue doing it like we've been doing it. Which is why you have policies that say, oh, no, you can't do abortions no more. I wish you would try to do anything. Matter of fact, even if that baby spontaneously aborts, you better not touch that. Don't touch none of that. Don't touch none of that. Had a miscarriage. Can't do a DNC. What is it? What is it, y'all? What is it? What is it? Curettage. Something. I can't remember what it. We can't scrape the baby out. We can't scrape all of that material that causes your blood pressure to elevate and all of these dangerous things in your system because your body is still reading it's pregnant, but it's not. We can't fix that. Not legally allowed. Because it's abortion. The baby dead. Well, only way we're going to do that is if your life is in danger. Meanwhile, you got 3 times infant mortality for Black women. That rate. So don't tell me it's blind. Because what's different? What's different? I know y'all heard about that white lady that was breaking little Black babies' bones. I know y'all heard that. Google it. Google it. Insanity. That lady, I don't even think she was insane. She was very much sane when she was doing that. They're going to say, oh, she was just crazy. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. She 100% in her right mind. She willingly just did not value. So I'm out here, I'm breaking everybody's bones. Little Black baby. Oh, look at the little baby. Oh, look at the little baby. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's baloney. It's baloney. But times is changing. This is why, like, you got to secure the border. We can't have all of these people of this population coming in and having their children and bringing their children, because it's changing the numbers. People's paying taxes and people by and large is obeying the laws. I mean, we can make the argument, well, what about the person that ain't obeying the laws? Okay, it's a whole bunch of people that's already born here and citizens that's breaking the laws. I don't see y'all deporting them. I don't see y'all sending them to Australia. And then they breaking the laws, and you don't send them to jail at the same rates. We can do the same crime. I'm going to do the time, and you not. We are not going to do the same time. We did the same crime, not doing the same time. Because this jury is going to throw the book at me. Google it. They just had a story about these kids. And the kids, they deserve jail time. They deserve jail time, no doubt, no question. 300 years. What? A black man only lives 78, 77 on average. You gave me 300 years, Your Honor? Google it, y'all. I wish I was making stuff up like this. They gave them, boy, they shot up the party. They deserve jail. I ain't saying they didn't deserve jail. They deserve jail. They deserve to be in there for life. Maybe they deserve the death penalty. They had a wanton disregard for human life. Showed no regard. They're just shooting wild, willy-nilly. Killing whoever. Didn't even kill who they were trying to kill. Kill somebody different. 300 years, really? Don't even make sense. The way, y'all, like, if you could watch the sentencing, he's like, it was like those movies of, like, when you have, like, Rain Man, he's doing all of these numbers and all of these complex equations. The judge is saying all of this gobbledygook, and things like, by my math, that's 322 years. Like, Joe Biden, he had something, he got rid of the law. No, Joe, okay, don't quote me on this. It was Obama. It might have been Obama. Obama got rid of that law where cocaine powder, which is what the people that had more access to money used, would get less time than crack, which is less money, extreme high, less duration. Right? Because that was like rich people drug, poor people drug, black people drug, white people drug. That's just coke. Who hasn't done coke? Who here hasn't done coke before? I mean, I ain't did coke, I ain't did crack, I ain't did none of that. But still, that ain't right. If you can look across the line and say, oh, okay, these people, they are all doing, or they by and large, they're doing this drug. It's based on money, based off access. How does a high school graduate in this country have more wealth than a person that's more educated? They told us that the more school and more education you have, the more money you're going to make. Doesn't hold true. Not across racial lines. All of this inequity. And so diversity, equity, and inclusion was supposed to be this deal where you balancing the scales. They was talking, man, I was at work today and they was talking about something. And I just ski-dad on my nosy self over there, ear hustling. Then I'm the junior ranking up there, and then when they wanted to say something, they was like, check down there and go down there. I know why you wanted me to go down there. I'm gonna go down there too. I'm gonna go down there. But I know why you wanted me to go down there, because you wanted to say something that you probably would have got an EO complaint, equal opportunity complaint. Yeah. This man getting in there, he like, shut it down. Close it up. I don't care what you do. Take it down. If it's a diversity, equity, get that out of there. This is the same dude that did African American history. Right? Didn't he change it to African American History Month or something? Like, black people ain't even asked for that. Who was asking for that? Did we have a vote? Did the people vote and decide we don't want black history? We don't want to be black no more. African American history. Everybody looking at them like, I'm sorry, man. Like, when you try to do stuff for black people, you weren't talking to the right people. If you talk to any people, you weren't talking to the right ones. So honestly, like, when you do stuff for them, you probably let some people go that probably should have stayed in jail, if we being honest. This man said he said, I'm letting all my dogs free. All my dogs, all of y'all. Y'all was out there on the January 6th. Y'all patriots. Y'all was patriots. Y'all was riding for me. I still don't understand that to this day. How? How is it that a felon is able to occupy the White House, but a felon is also not able to vote? Make it make sense. Judge Juan Merchan talking about Godspeed. I ain't never heard no judge ain't no judge. Anytime I've been to any type of court, the judge ain't never say no Godspeed. 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 Get rid of that ticket. Come on. I don't need you to give me Godspeed. I need you to get rid of that ticket. Or pay me. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Told that man Godspeed. Say, look, we're gonna leave this felony on there. That's what they said you got. That's what you got. The jury, they voted, you got it. But guess what? You ain't gotta do no time for it. Where they do that at? I could break the law, and if you do the crime, you gotta do the time. Not in every case. In some cases, you're going to keep the crime on your record. But you probably can appeal it and get it off your record anyway. So don't worry, because remember when you stack the courts, they're going to take care of you. They got you. We got you. So, it's bleak. When you look in the natural, with your natural eyes, it looks bleak. The future do not look bright. It looks like coming up the rough side of the mountain. That's what the future look like. I'm coming up the rough side of the mountain. I'm doing my best to make it in. I'm coming up, up the rough side of the mountain. That's what we on. That's what we on now. We out here singing Negro spirituals now. You got the church out here praying. We out here praying. Lord, hurry up and come back. Take us with you, Lord. It's crazy down here. We tapped out, God. We done. Come get us, Lord. It's crazy. What did they get rid of? He also just did an executive order getting rid of, gosh, it's so much stuff. I'm losing track of all the stuff that he got rid of. It's like, bro, you hustling backwards. And you know he trying to get rid of that Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. You know he trying to get rid of that. I feel like the people that like, because it's helping a lot of his supporters, right? Because let's be clear, the people that support him, by and large, are either the ultra wealthy or the ultra undereducated. Because he's doing them tax cuts for the ultra rich. How do you think we're going to have more? Or who do you think is going to pay for it if the top dudes, ultra wealthy dudes, is not paying for it and they getting cuts, but we're getting better? You cannot make something better without money. You cannot make it greater or more without adding money to it. So where that money coming from? If it ain't coming from the rich people, the ultra rich, if you don't make more than 360 or however much K a year, it's coming from the working man, the working class, middle class. Y'all gonna pay for it. The same ones that y'all was like, he gonna make the economy better. We gotta get them jobs. I don't know if it was just me, or was y'all not seeing, or Joe, every quarter, every month, it was like jobs surpassed expectations. Jobs. And one thing he did say, President Trump, was lowering them interest rates. When he said that, I was like, all right, tell me more. I'm listening to that. But the whole thing is, he doesn't do any deals he doesn't negotiate. I'm going to read his book, The Art of a Deal. I'm going to read that. When he's making a deal, there's 4 types of negotiation strategies. I can't remember them all. Avoidance is one of them. You just I ain't gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna avoid it. Then you got forcing. I can force you to do it. Then you got negotiation, and then you got compromise. That's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Scrap that. Google it. It's four different types. It's avoidance is one of them. Conflict management. I think it's conflict management. We used to talk about this in squadron officer school. They don't talk about it anymore, so I forgot it. But what he's doing is forcing. That's the only trick that he knows. All right, compromise. Compromise is what I'm used to seeing. Hey, y'all didn't get everything y'all wanted. Y'all got some of the stuff that was important. This was a deal breaker. We got this. Y'all got that. But if y'all got that, you got to give me this. And they're all right, well, decrease mine and you can decrease yours and we good. That's not how he deal. He's a bully. He so you feel like you got cheated. Somebody's feeling cheated. I also saw something about Harvard. I'll just say Howard. Not Howard University. Harvard University. Where they were suing, or might have been University of Michigan, one of them schools. Might have been Harvard. But it was Harvard. So the Asian Americans, they came out and they sued to get rid of affirmative action. And the admission numbers, y'all gotta fact check this one, because I didn't fact check it. Okay, all right. But most of the stuff I do fact check. This one I ain't fact check. But the numbers, the acceptance numbers for Asian Americans after them getting rid of affirmative action decreased. Acceptance for AAs, African Americans, stayed the same. So you played yourself. You thought that they were going to add you to the list. They were going to add your name. Yeah, man, we're going to put your name on the list. You on the list. You are on the list. You on the list. You are one of us. We gave you provisional status. You've done so well. You're the model minority. Why can't more minorities be like you guys? Right? Matter of fact, we're going to make legislation for y'all. Specifically with you in mind. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I think it's a good idea on the surface. This anti-Asian crime bill, yeah, it's good. But what about the how many 100 years of slavery? Jim Crow? Police brutality? Anti? We don't get one? How we been here since 1619 and they got here like 18s and they skipped us in line? We had a whole 200-year lead on them. Just about. And they skipped the line. Cool. But what it was is the old trick. Divide and conquer. We told y'all was going to be on the squad. And so we had y'all go there. Hey, go there. And y'all push this case through. Because we're going to use a minority versus a minority. But then it's going to actually work for us, our favor. It's going to actually hurt you. But we didn't tell you that part. But y'all still got the status, though. Still got the status. Because they're actually on, like, forums, on some demographic forums, I believe, like, Asian is, like, getting, like, provisional white status. I think it might be in California. But somewhere. And so, holding that dream, like, it's insane to me how, like, if you look at the different immigrants that came to the country, like during the early 18s, how you had the Polish, you had the Irish, you had all of these people, like everything was segregated based off of, pure whiteness, I guess. And I would claim the bottom, but there's somebody that they do worse than blacks. We're not actually on the bottom. They do the people that they took the land from, the natives, the indigenous people. Oh, Mount McKinley. You remember how that Alaskan mountain range? The guy, they voted to name it after a president that had nothing to do with it, right? And then Joe Biden, I think Joe Biden changed it. Joe Biden changed it to Mount Denali because Denali apparently is a word honoring those indigenous people. And then guess who changed it back? Y'all boy. Donnie, my guy. Changed it back. Mount McKinley. McKinley did sentences out here like, was anybody really asking for that? Like, we're changing it back to the right name. That's the name that it should have. It's like, I almost wish I could just get in a time machine and just fast forward 4 years. If we could do that, I wonder how many people would just be like, we're going to fast forward 4 years. I'm about to get in this DeLorean. Hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm about to go get in the DeLorean real quick, y'all. 4 years after Election Day, or like 2 weeks after Election Day, 4 years in the future. Just so we can just get on with it. Because it's like, I feel like I'm 40 and my eyes is open. I voted many times. Every time there's been a presidential election, I voted since I was able to vote. And now I will say this, historically Democrat. But I'm looking at that now like, bro, ain't nobody really out here that match all my interests. I don't think anybody, like, no, I feel like Trump supporters, they feel like he matches every interest that they have. Because most of the interests surround continuing the concept of white supremacy. Most of what he's saying is putting out there, it's aimed at extending the opportunity and overheated. I'm actually surprised. Yeah. So like that policy, well, how does that policy extend white supremacy? How do you, what do you mean? How does banning abortions? Well, that's a mathematical thing. Because they told them numbers of, hey, if these rates continue, we can look at the calendar. At this point, you're going to be a minority. You ain't no longer going to be in the majority anymore. Well, we can't let that happen. I see it a lot now. I see the memo has been received. I see people having like large families. People that wasn't really having large families like that no more. And not just Mormons or not just people that religiously, for religious purposes. That's why I was out here doing the Lord's work, making 6 humans. Raising 6 humans, taking care of them, nourishing them, growing them up in fear and the admonition of the Lord, and educating them and contributing positively to society, making a strong, beautiful black nation. That was my job. I understood the assignment. I was on it. Started having kids 17 years ago. 44. So 44 minus 17. Can't even do it right now. Started having them. 16-year-old, 17-year-old, call it. 17-year-old, 14-year-old, 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old this year. I did my job. My only regret is I couldn't do more. I have no regrets. No regrets. That's the only thing I regret, that I could not have more. Because if I could have, I would have. And just contributing greatness. I see my son. I see him. I see all of my children have great potential. Could do whatever they wanted to do. My oldest son could probably even be a politician. he has got a gift. That oration, he's got that gift. He can talk. He can. I almost feel like I don't necessarily have the tools to get him there. But he's got a gift, and he could go as far as he wanted to go. Very charismatic, good looking, not afraid of people, never met a stranger. My 13-year-old could be an inventor. My 10-year-old, soon to be 10-year-old, she could do whatever she wants to do when she's not being a brat. She could do whatever she wants. She's so intelligent. Like all of my children. This dog just crossing the street. Where you going, dog? I know your owner don't know you out. You just roaming the streets. Dog. Do the dog catcher. Yeah. It's crazy. Then my 5-year-old, he is going through some serious growing pains right now. He is just growing up. He used to have this curly fro, and then his brother convinced him, cut your hair, cut it. Shaved the entire side of his head with scissors. I said, well, I'm not going to cut your hair because I know when I cut it low, all of them curls are going to go bye-bye. That's just how it works. You cut that baby hair off, that's gone for good. So I was just going to cut one side. I was like, I don't know what kind of haircut I could do where this is gone and everything else is kind of like I'm a 3-sided cube, right? Here on the top, like curly fro, and then like this much hair on the side. I was like, I can't do that. Ended up cutting them all the way down. Curls gone. Only curls he's got. Y'all seen Martin and the guy with the glasses, and he got the little finger wave track on his neck. I left that hair on his neck, so it curls. That he still got curls on the bottom of his neck, so he about to look like Buddy off of Martin with the glasses and the finger waves. Oh man. And then I got my. How old is he? He 8. He 8 now. Man, he gonna be 9. Sheesh. No, he 8. He gonna be 8 this year. Wait, I don't know. You have so many kids, some things you forget. He gonna be 8 or 9 this year. Probably 8. My daughter gonna be 10, so he's 8. 2 years. Yep. But craziness. Him, he the only one I worry about. My 8-year-old. Oh, that's the one. If you've ever been on my channel, if you like a visitor here, or if you go back and watch the old videos, when you hear the one, they be like, screaming in the background. That's him. That's my 8-year-old. He is a blessing. He is so much like his oldest brother, except for he's slightly more delayed than his oldest brother. His oldest brother did not start speaking until he was like 5 or 6. I can remember going in church, and the minister, he prophesied, really. He prophesied over him. He's like, because we used to go there every Sunday, and we used to pray. I want my baby to talk. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring that back. I'm about to take my oldest son. My 8-year-old. Take him up there for prayer. And do that every Sunday till that happens. And we used to go to that altar, and that minister, he came and he was talking to us. He said, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just not ready to talk. He said, but watch what I say. When he's ready to talk, he gonna blow your mind. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's gonna do it when he's ready, and you're not gonna. He gonna talk so good you're not gonna believe it. And now I look at him. He reads the church announcements. He's so expressive, and then he has the nerve to have a large vocabulary. Didn't talk until he was 6, and now got the nerve to be using words. Now I will throw a little bit of shade, just a tad of shade. Might pronounce the word wrong, but he's using some pretty big words. Like, son, there's something called dictionary. You can look up the word. You can hear how it's pronounced. You don't want to do that? Okay. Just say the word wrong, and I'll tell you how to say it. If I know it. So yeah, I just know the 8-year-old is gonna do the same thing. He's just got his own timeline. He doesn't see the benefit. My wife was trying to teach him numbers, and like most of the children got numbers at like 4/5. They got reading like pretty quickly. But he learns differently. This 8-year-old. The way we got him to learn, again, he's on the spectrum as well. I have 3 on the spectrum. And so the way we got him to learn was he likes the iPad. We're going to put a password on this iPad. You want to learn? You want to get signed in? Put these numbers in here. Go ahead. And now, it worked. He just didn't see the value. Like, what are we doing right now? Why do you keep? This is how I imagine him. He's like, we're going over these letters. He's like, okay, A, B, D, C, E, F, F. Okay, why are we doing this? What are we trying to get at? He don't see the value. It wasn't until he's like, oh wait, you're using these numbers in different order to sign in. And so now, and it took a lot of time, but now it's like, oh, I let it sign, it signed me out, or it went into standby, it's locked. That password you told me, now he's actually putting the password in without being prompted. And so he's getting his numbers. Getting them. Not reading yet. He's understanding, but not necessarily reading. But his brother, like I said, his older brother has this voracious appetite for reading. He will read. I don't know about this. He reads like multiple books at the same time. Who does that? You're weird. You're weird. I love you. Thank you for that thumbs up. I love you, but you're weird. Why? It's like how we do. We watch TV and we watching something, but then on our phone, we also watching something. But instead of not tracking one or the other, he's tracking both of them. Like, just do one at a time, man. It's like I got bored. But I didn't mix them up. He can explain financial literacy. Them Dave Ramsey books. I just bring books home for him. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this book, and then it comes time to read. I gotta head home. It's 12:30. It comes time to read for me to read it, and I'm like, man, I'm about to play this game. Man, I'm about to go sit in here with the wife. I'm about to do something. I do not read. I will listen to an audiobook all day. Turn that thing on 1.75 speed. My 13-year-old be like, Dad, can you slow it down? I don't understand what it's saying. It's like, I work with people that talk this fast. I've gotten used to it. While we up here talking 0.75 speed, I work with people that talk 1.75 speed. This is how I know I've been working with them too long, when I start answering in 1.75. I'm answering the question before you stop talking. Oh, man. I love it. Life is good. Life is good. I think that's the secret. That's the key to these next 4 years. Like, because it's fresh, everything is new, and like my wife said, she unplugged. I don't have the luxury to unplug because, again, my view of an officer is somebody that's informed with world events. You know, the scripture talk about officers and soldiers. It talks about them in a different light. They were not concerned with worldly affairs. Not in the Air Force. Not in the Air Force. You have to know what's going on. Those people that are in the know, those are the ones that distinguish themselves versus the people that just can do. Because I don't want you to just be able to do. I want you to be able to think. That's the Air Force. We want you to be able to critically think. We want you to observe, orient, decide, act. And we want you to keep doing that. Observe, orient, decide, act. Observe, orient, decide, act. Those that are thinkers, those that are readers, those that are knowers, they're the better doers. Because in this next war, everybody talking about with China, we're going to separate ourselves because we are not bound by a communication chain. We're not playing telephone. You start at the beginning of the line. Hey, take your left hand and hit him on the right side of his head. Tell the next person in line, take your left hand and hit him on the right side of the head. All you got to do is block the line, and now they can't communicate. Now what you gonna do? You know what to do? Which side of the head you supposed to hit him on? Well, last time we hit him on the left side, so I'm gonna hit him on the right side this time. You gonna make that up. The other people, they just gonna keep doing the same thing. Or they're not gonna do anything because they don't have the orders. And they don't know what to do. That's what separates us from them. Thinking. That's what they think anyway. Honestly, we know it's the Lord. The Lord. Right now, we have God has blessed us. He has. And we have moved so far away from God. God is not in our thoughts. And that's going to come back to bite us. Ultimately, all civilizations fall. And so what I'm saying in a roundabout way is, in your little window, we hit a rough patch. But don't be discouraged. Be not dismayed. Because this too shall pass. It's going to pass. I don't like it. I don't. But I'm going to serve faithfully. I'm having been appointed an officer of the United States Air Force. I do swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies. This is a trip, foreign and domestic. I'm defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, overseas and at home. And I do this without any reservation or purpose of evasion. I ain't trying to be on the, I ain't doing nothing. I'm straightforward. Standing on business. I wish we could change that oath. Stand on business. I'm standing on business. I'm supporting the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, standing on business. 10 toes down. Ten toes. Where they at? Where they at? 10 toes. 10 toes down. Standing on business. Babe, where are you? I cannot sleep. Please come back home. It's been too long. Feels good when I'm with you. I miss you. Come back home. It's been too long. Alright. Well, I'm going home.
Obey traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving.
Yeah, let me see where I'm going. I have no idea where I'm at right now. Alright. Yeah. Alright. How far away am I? Okay. Bro, I have no idea where I'm at. I was just driving. Literally just driving. I have no idea where I'm at. That's scary. I'm surprised I ain't get robbed. You know, people tell me how sketchy Montgomery, Alabama is. Whenever this code word, and I didn't understand it at first, but just kind of using contextual clues, I got it. Whenever somebody say something is sketchy, or super sketch, usually that means it's not a lot of white people. I didn't know that at first. But if it ain't a lot of white people, it ain't right. That's what they essentially saying. I'm gonna call somebody on that. Hey, what do you mean when you say this is sketchy? You know what sketchy is. It's just a little bit suspicious. And why is it suspicious? Could you clarify that, please? Uh-oh, hold up. I done took a wrong turn, I think. Hold on. No. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord, my God. When I in awesome wonder consider the world, thy power throughout the... Oh, I'm in the projects. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, making a left turn somewhere. All right. Well, yeah, man. I'm gonna keep my head up. I still sometimes, like, people feel like if I don't talk about it, I'm not acknowledging it, it's not real.
In 1/10 of a mile, turn left onto Norman Bridge Road.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know it was tracking, but thank you. Yeah. I don't feel that way. I feel like
Turn left now.
knowledge is power. They say ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. I don't like being in a situation where I don't feel in control. Because I don't know something. I don't like being that person that ain't in the know. Like everybody else knows except for me. Well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why you don't know that? I don't like that. I don't like being that person. The last to find out. Being the baby in the family, I used to always be the last to find out. Everything. Every good news, bad news, I'm always last person. Wait, everybody already knew? Yeah, Mom told me 2 weeks ago. I'm not tissue paper. Hello? You could have told me. Yeah. I know, I just didn't want you stressing out. I ain't stressing out. I know about it. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to lay about it. I'm going to move on. And if I'm stressed, I'm going to do stress management. But
in 1/4 mile, turn right onto East Edgemont Avenue.
Just telling all my instructions. All where I'm going. All where I live. Siri. Thank you, Siri. Thank you. Actually, hold on. Let me do something real quick, sir. Shut your mouth. Let me see. How far away am I? Okay. I think I know the way from here. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yo. Guess how much money I made tonight fooling around with y'all? Fooling around with y'all? I'm going to blame y'all. And y'all probably wasn't even here the whole time. But it's still y'all fault. How do I turn this off? Okay. I guess we good. All right. Oh, I'm sitting here stopped at a green light. Clearly, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So how much I made tonight? I made $7.89 delivering 6 items. And now homegirl's talking about be safe, have a good night, and all this other stuff, and be friendly and be safe. Like, yeah. Well, you know what? I would be most safe if you gave me some more money. Give me a better tip. Give me some cash. I need a tip. No? Oh, okay. Yeah. $7.89, something like that. And $4.99 from God. Somebody, look, do this real quick. Just drop 99 cents. Drop 99 cents. Do that for me. I'm going to tell y'all how much I made in YouTube revenue 2024 because I just got my tax withholding. $500. $500. And I didn't start live streaming. I don't make good money from live streaming, honestly. I don't know. I don't. Does live streaming, because I only do YouTube Premium. But does live streaming, if you watch a live stream for so long, does it go to a commercial eventually? I likes yo. Hold up. Loana girl, I almost crashed. Loana Furlanetto. I likes your feet. I just saw that. You like my feet or you like my shoes? I feel like the way how you put that S on there, you might be ESL. Luana. Thank you either way. If you like my feet, you didn't see my toes because I got fungus toes. Wearing them boots in the desert gave me fungus on my toes. So you're welcome for providing that blanket of freedom. It was my pleasure. It was the opportunity of a lifetime to go to the United Arab Emirates and spend a year on vacation, essentially, in a overall peaceful place, seeing the beauty of the desert. I like very, very. Okay, all right, tell me more. Tell me more. What else you like? Where you from, Loana? Am I saying your name correctly? Is it Loana or Lona? I like Loana because it looks like Moana. But, I mean, it don't matter if I like it if that's not your name. You feel me? Italy. Okay, Italy. They're I heard they're like olive complexioned in Italy. Is that right? Is that right, Luana? Oh, that makes sense. Luana Furlaneto.
In 1/10 of a mile, turn right onto Woodley Road.
Come on, bro. You ain't supposed to be telling my... How do I turn this off? Y'all about to be... Just hold on. Hold up. I can't even turn this thing off. Goose? Let me guess. You meant to type good. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Clearly, I don't know how to operate this car. Good. Yes, good. Loana Furlaneto? Yay. You like my shoes? These are called Converse. They are Chuck Taylors. They're pretty plain. These are pretty ordinary. Actually, no, these are kind of modified. The original ones used to be like a canvas shoe with a rubber sole. These have a canvas. It's still a canvas shoe, but it's oh my gosh, I can't see. But it's two-toned. I don't know if you can see. It's red and black. It's probably not a lot of light in here, sorry. But yes. You like that? I like them S's. Yes. Oh, but I like your feet. Oh. Okay, so what does that mean? Do you you got like a thing for feet? Is that what's happening? Okay. All right. It's cool. Thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. Because for so long, I was just waiting for Loana to come to the chat and chat it up with me. Because the rest of the chat, they just kind of sit here for probably like an average of like 60 seconds. And then they swipe to the next when they see I'm not doing anything too crazy. But I'm just talking about, the state of the country. Thank you. I'm just talking about like the state of the country. I need some water. My lips are dry. State of affairs, military. Oh man, I'm driving too slow. My bad. Life in Alabama. My children. My wife. Who told me, I can't go to sleep. Come home. Yeah, man, I didn't make a lot of money tonight. Uh-oh. Yo, I need y'all to donate some money. Because she going to be like, well, where were you? So you only made $8? Well, what were you doing all of that time, dear? Why did you only make $8 and you were gone for like 3 hours? Come on, y'all. I need some tips. Hurry up. I need some tips, y'all. Tip tip. I might not be on live no more because I might not even see me. My wife found out I was gone all this time and I ain't made no money. I'm gonna tell her I made some YouTube revenue. I'm home now. I'm sure my house is a mess. I'm sure my baby's kids are still up, even though it's almost 1 a.m. I'm sure they're still awake. The baby is probably still awake. Yeah. All right. You want to see my feet again, Loana? Loana gone. She left. All right. That was the most fun I had tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't feel like ending the live because it was fun. I had fun. I did. Yeah. I'm trying to think how I should end the live. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun. I don't know how long 206 minutes is, but 206 minutes. A decent amount of views. I got 3 likes. That's low. That won't get me in the algorithm. That won't do. No, that won't do. That won't do. If everybody could just tap the like button, get me at least like 10 likes. 10? Maybe? Nope. Alright. Well, thanks. Or not. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a soundboard. Thank you all for not necessarily talking back, but just kind of letting me know that there's a person on the other side of the phone that's at least listening. I appreciate that. I'm kind of, maybe you would know based on me being on a live stream. But I'm more introverted than extroverted. It's just funny because you're on a live stream, but the thing is I don't see you guys. That's what drains my energy. When I see people and I have to deal with people, but when I just look at myself and I could just see like a number, like, oh, okay. I mean, I'll talk like it's 400 people, even though it's only 4 people currently. I'm going to talk like it's 400. I'm going to get it off my chest. I'm going to say it with my chest. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is bad in America right now. It's bad. It's bad. It's going to get really bad when it gets hot outside. Every summer, for some reason, riots in summer go together. Because right now, the man, he's feeling really good. He's feeling himself, feeling myself. See, I'm gonna just keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna see how much I can get away with. But everybody knows you push somebody too much, eventually they're gonna push you back. Eventually you might get slapped. Eventually you might get punched. You might get cut. Something might happen. Because everybody has a limit, a breaking point. So hopefully we can stop all of this pushing and we can act like we got some sense and we can try to move forward in the world while we all move together. You know what I'm saying? It's so strange to me, the concept of borders. Borders. It's so strange. How are you gonna claim something? You claiming something like you made it. You ain't make this planet. How you gonna claim that ground? I developed it. Did you? Did you? So you took the rain from the heaven, and you created the sunlight, and the sunlight with photosynthesis and all that. You did all of that. Huh. Huh. And so now you own it. Okay. Tell me more about this. It's the same. The concept of borders does not make sense to me. I think there is enough for everybody. But we have, due to the evil, the wickedness of man, we have the haves and the have-nots. What type of place would this be if everybody had love? What would the world look like if like everybody like loved everybody? Like, I care about you. Oh, you don't have something? Guess what? I got it. Here, it's yours. Take it. Don't worry about paying it back. I got it. Next time you got something, hook me up. Ha! Ow. Why you ain't say it in the chat? Say it in the chat and I'll do it. Surprise, surprise. I'm laughing because my brother-in-law just sent me a text message. He was watching the live. He sent me a text message, but he didn't write it on the actual live. He said, "Go in the house." I do need to go in the house. There you go. I'm just living. All right, I'm gonna go in the house, but the live is over though. So, all right, salute.